Hi, my name is Joni Omega. I'm one of the founding officers of Mayari Animal Rescue Organization, Inc. We have a very humble beginning. We started in 2012. It started with me, my sister, Joey Burnett, and then we have Dan Better. We used to volunteer for another rescue organization here in Cebu. It started one day when we answered a call for help to check on a dog that was abandoned and apparently left inside the house, and it was taken by the pound. So we went there expecting to just feed one dog. It was our first time to step in such a facility, so we were quite shocked that there were so many dogs there. And of course, we couldn't ignore the other dogs and just focus on one dog, and rescuing all of the dogs there, and then looked for adopters, and we got them all adopted. The journey did not stop there, because that was the time when there was a sporting event, and part of the preparation of the government was to clear all the streets from stray dogs and stray animals, and we were able to rescue so many animals, like 60 animals to 70 animals. Most of them were adopted, but the other number of dogs, we found a place where we set up our temporary shelter. And then in 2013, we met Ian Derbyshire, who became another significant part of a member of the organization. We found this place in 2014, I believe, and then 2015 we got our SEC registration. Right now we have 3 shelters. This is the main shelter. We have another one as our MARO outpost, and the newest one is in Bohol. So for our mission, if you notice in all our social media accounts, we have the slogan, "Because no one should be left behind." That was the testament that reflected how we felt when the first time that we stepped into the pound and saw the other animals there, and we just couldn't leave them behind. And it does not reflect the work that we have here in MARO, but it also reflects our personal lives. It's part of our commitment to show compassion and kindness, not just for cats and dogs, but for all the animals. In terms of adoption, of course, we do advocate for adoption in the shelter. Instead of buying from the pet shop or from the breeders. Our stand, because we have a very lengthy adoption process, we just don't want the animal to get adopted and then after a few weeks they would end up in the streets again or get abandoned. And so our stand there is all boils down to responsible pet ownership. And I think it's, if you are a responsible owner, you know what's your capacity, what's the maximum number of animals that you can have in your household. Here in the Philippines, we have a very unique dynamic in terms of rescuers, and here we have supporters who are breeders, and it's really amazing that we work together. And I think the public should realize that animal welfare is everyone's responsibility. It's not the government's responsibility or a chosen few or these non-profit rescue organizations, but it's everyone's responsibility. We're all volunteers here, but we have different types of volunteers. We have volunteers who are spending majority of their time here in the shelter. So we give them honorarium or allowances for their time spent here. We also have volunteers, like the officers. We're all volunteers. We're not paid to do our work here in MARO. We also have volunteers who are helping us maintain our Facebook account or Instagram account, so all the social media accounts. So we have so many volunteers. There are so many ways to support MARO. If you have time and don't have the resources, you can spend a few hours here in the shelter, help us bathe or walk the dogs, cook their food and feed the animals. But if you don't have the time to come here in the shelter, but you have the resources, you can share your blessings through cash or in-kind donations. If you don't have the money or the time, you can actually be one of our page admin who answers all the questions or cases in our Facebook account and Instagram account. So many ways to be a volunteer. It's up to your dedication and your willingness to help. You can follow all the activities here in MARO. Visit our official website, that's www.mayarirescue.com. We also have our Facebook account, that's Mayari Animal Rescue Organization, and our Instagram account, that's Mayari Rescue. Hello, I'm Joni Omega. Catch MARO and Keeta.